Shalom, Mubaraka, Mishpaka, peace and blessings, family. Why did David say he leads me beside the still waters? Okay, now this is very important, guys. I don't think anybody really thought of this in this depth that I'm about to go into. This is a Patreon slideshow presentation. If you would like to see more cool and interesting facts about the Holy Land, as well as a plethora of books and sources, as well as memes and other things that will help you in this walk of knowledge, go ahead and check out my Patreon. The link is in the description and in the pinned comment. Why did David say he leads me beside the still waters? The book of Psalm chapter 23 and verse 1. A Psalm of David. Yahuwah is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in the green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. Of course, this is the top 10 passages in the entire Old Testament that most people are at least somewhat familiar with, right? Am I correct? So that being said, it's bizarre to me that nobody thought of why would David basically brag about Yah leading him beside the still waters if stagnant water is so toxic that even swimming in it will kill you. Did you know if you swim in this stuff, it'll give you a brain-eating amoeba that's gonna eat your brain? You're gonna turn into a vegetable and die. Okay, so what is David even talking about when he says he leads me beside still waters? Right? Is that a good thing? You need to get me away from that. I don't want to even be near something that's going to give me a brain-eating bacteria. You feel me? So what is David talking about, man? What is he talking about? Because maybe he's referring to this kind of still water. Alpine lakes. See the beauty of that? Anybody would want to be around that, right? Alpine lakes can only be found in high elevations between the peaks of snow-capped mountains. Modern Israel has no snow-capped mountains. So again, alpine lakes can only be found in high elevations. Modern Israel is not a high elevated place. In fact, its lakes are the lowest elevated lakes on the planet. So alpine lakes are bodies of water located at high altitudes, typically 10,000 feet or more above sea level. That's not in the Middle East, guys. They can be found in many places around the world. And then they list the places, right? The Alps, that's like north of Italy, and that's like bordering Switzerland and things like that. The Andes, that's in South America, of course, right? The Himalayas, that's bordering Nepal and India, okay? And of course, North America. Specifically, guys, Western North America. The higher you are in the mountains, the cleaner the water. That's because high up, you're closer to the source, because water starts at the top of the mountains with the snow that melts down, right? That's how the rivers are made, right? That's because high up, you're closer to the source, which means there's less risk of contamination, such as from cows. Because when you're drinking river water, the closer you are to the ocean, the more dangerous the river water is. Because guess what? So many cows have pooped in that water in between the time it left the mountain to the time it got to the Gulf, right? To the time it got to the sea. That's far removed from the source. However, alpine lake water is very clean, right? Very clean. Water above 2,500 meters or on a glacier is much cleaner than waters from lower climes. Alpine water is safer to drink than other water sources. In fact, most popular water brands come from alpine lakes. It's like Swiss Mountain, Evian, Crystal Geyser, Icelandic. All this water comes from alpine lakes, guys. You know, and these are some very popular water brands. Anyway, this is a map of the places in North America best suited for alpine lakes. You see all them little white dots? See, they got them all in the middle of Utah, Colorado, Wyoming, Idaho, California, Nevada. Alpine lakes, guys. Western United States elevation in mountains over 10,000 feet. That's what the alpine lakes are, guys. In Psalms 23:2, David is comparing himself to a sheep, by the way, if you didn't realize it, because he said, Yahuwah is my shepherd. That means if he's my shepherd, what does that make me? I'm the sheep, right? So if he's comparing himself to a sheep, guess what? In Utah, the sheep love alpine water. They love it. They love it. That's where they drink from. You know, it's better to drink from that than, risk getting carried away by a river. Alpine lakes are still because they are surrounded by high mountains, so no wind affects them. They're surrounded by like a barrier, so the wind doesn't blow into the lake, so they don't have those big waves. They have like slight waves, of course, but they don't have those big waves because the wind does not affect the lake. Now, they are very blue because of the mineral content. If you look at an alpine lake, the first thing you notice is, why is this water so blue? The mineral content makes it blue. It has all kind of minerals in it. All right. This is the Sea of Chinnereth of the Jordan River in this picture. It's on the Utah-Idaho border, and no wonder the Jordan River was so healing, because of the high mineral content. This lake feeds the Jordan River. This lake feeds Bear River. This is Bear Lake. So no wonder you could dip yourself into the Jordan and be healed of skin diseases because of all the minerals. This is tightly packed with minerals. Just look at it. Look how blue that is. Look at stuff swirling in it. That's just pure minerals. Modern Israel has no alpine lakes. In fact, the lakes of Israel are some of the lowest lakes on earth, and they are dangerously toxic. Try to drink out the Dead Sea, and then you'll understand why it's called the Dead Sea. Where are the lowest lakes on earth? All right. Google says the Dead Sea is the lowest lake on earth, with its surface and shores sitting 427 meters below sea level. It is located in Israel's Jordan Valley, which is also the lowest point on Earth's surface. You're telling me Yah gave us the lowest point on Earth's surface? He gave us the area that's lowest, which is the farthest away from him, closest to Sheol. Do y'all even think of the witchcraft involved in moving the land over there? Now, this is a alpine lake up close, okay? The water is very still. There's slight ripples, but there's no waves, okay? There's no waves. That's the point. This is where you want to be at. If you want to drink the water without worrying about getting sick, this is where you want to come. You know what I'm saying? So it would make sense for David to say, he leads me beside still waters. Not only are they very beautiful, not only would you just want to be around this because it's beautiful and because it looks like a computer home screen, but also because you can drink the water without worrying about getting sick. Do you see where I'm getting at? Still waters like this only exist in America, and Switzerland and Nepal. But you see what I'm actually saying. It doesn't exist in the Middle East, so we can throw that out the window. It doesn't exist in Africa either, so we can throw it out the window. It's here. It's in Western North America. Here's another one. Just look at them. Once you get close to that, bruh, you're good. No waves. Look at it. You know when the water is still, when you can see a perfect reflection of whatever's above it. That's why you know that's some still water. Look at that. Then stuff just look good. Like people would pay to live here, bruh. People would pay to live here. My Lord. Do you see this land? I would be making psalms and poems about this stuff too. If I was David, I wouldn't be making poems about no swamp with amoeba in there. Let's just be real. Look at that, a perfect reflection. All these pictures come from Western North America. So it's a wrap, guys. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. This is what it is. If you don't like it, you don't like it, but this is the truth.